Hi, this is Jennifer with Make My Heart Smile. Crochet along with me today to learn the herringbone single crochet stitch. It's a variation on the single crochet stitch. It is an intermediate level stitch. If you're a new viewer, welcome. Check out my other lessons and tutorials on my channel, because if you're a returning subscriber, you know that this is just part of a series of crochet lessons where I've been teaching basic and on now to intermediate level skills. So we've been having a lot of fun if you've been following along, and I am just honored that you would choose me as your teacher for learning how to crochet. So instructions will always be in the description below along with timestamps, and this is my version. This is a simplified version, in my opinion, of the herringbone single crochet stitch. I'm going to be doing it in the back loop only. Okay, this is a very close textured stitch, meaning it's thick. Your work will be really thick. There won't be a lot of gaps or holes. And it's great for making like winter hats and things like that, where you would want it to be real thick, and it has some stretch to it. And it creates this wonderful braided look, or fishbone or herringbone look to it, pattern. And it's just wonderful. And you'll see that emerge as we work a few rows. So for my lesson today, of course, I'm using this tube yarn and my 6mm hook, which I have been using to teach you. And for our little sample today, for our little practice, I'm just going to make a small little swatch. So for that, we're going to make a slip knot because we're working in rows, and I'm just going to chain 16. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Have a stitch marker ready, and we're going to just add one. I want my count to be 16, and for this herringbone stitch, you can have any number of chains to start with. So I'm going to just chain one more, and then I'm going to make just a simple single crochet stitch into the second chain from the hook. So just single crochet. Now when you make that single crochet stitch, you'll see that there are two bars, one right here and one right here. I'm going to insert my hook into that second bar right here. And then I'm going to insert into the next chain immediately. Then I'm going to yarn over and pull up a loop. So I should have 3 on the hook. I'm going to yarn over again, pull through all 3, kind of like we're doing a half double. Okay. So let me show you that again. For our foundation row of herringbone single crochet stitches, we should now have 1, 2, 3. Can you see that third bar? Right here. Right here. This is where we're going to be inserting our hook from the stitch that we just made. Okay? Insert your hook underneath that, and then into the next chain. Yarn over, pull up a loop through that chain, and you should now have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 3. So when you yarn over and pull through 3, you're now inserting your hook into that third bar to start. Goes under there, and then into the next chain. Careful not to go into that space, but into the next chain. Yarn over, pull up a loop. You now have 3 on your hook now. Yarn over, pull through all 3. Okay, so into that third bar or under it, and then into our next chain. Not the next space that you'll see right there, but the next chain. Pull up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through all 3. you might start to see those slanted stitches forming. So underneath the third bar, and then directly into the next chain, yarn over, pull up a loop for 3 on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. And you continue on down the row the same way. To start, you insert under that third bar into the next chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. And for your foundation row, there's, not a lot to grab onto, so I'm just kind of holding my chain here, looking for where I'm inserting my hook next. Underneath that third bar, sometimes I use my finger, if it's tight or if it's hidden. Right there. Not the second bar, but the third one. Right there on the end. If it's hidden, just kind of use your finger to kind of just push your hook through. But your stitches shouldn't be so tight that it's not getting through there. Into the next chain as well. Yarn over, pull up a loop, and yarn over and pull through all 3. Keep it as loose as you can. Third bar, insert into the next chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. That's the rhythm all the way back across until you see your last chain. There is mine. And cinch that slip knot to form that corner. And now chain 1, but let's count back. So not counting that chain we just did, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Do that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so we're going to insert our stitch marker into that 16th one because we want our count to be 16, as you remember. And there is that braided look already forming, but just wait. When we go a couple more rows, you will see how cool this looks. So we've chained 1 and we're going to turn. Now, the first stitch of the row is always going to be just a regular single crochet. Now, I do it in the back row only, back loop only. So as you can see, we now have a braid on the front, or V's on the front and V's on the top. Tricky. Similar to a half double crochet stitch. And as you know with that, you have a side loop, front loop, back loop, and then that side loop, all right? So we want to go into back loop. This is the back loop, so we're going to be inserting our hook into the back loop. Just to make a regular single crochet stitch. And then that gives us our first 2 bars. So insert under that second bar and into the back loop of the next chain. Remember, it's not this one or this one, but back here. Pull up that loop. You have 3 on your hook. Pull through all 3. And now you will have 3 bars. And so now you're going to go into the third bar. To that third bar and then into the back loop right here of the next stitch. In this case, it's not our chains anymore, it's the stitch. Pull through all 3. Third loop, third bar, I'm sorry, back loop, pull up that third loop on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. Under that third bar, into the back loop of the next stitch or V, pull up, you should have 3 on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. Continue that, going all the way down. Might go a little faster now. Third bar, next back loop, pull up, yarn over, pull through all 3. Third bar, back loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. Here we go. And already I can see where my stitch marker is on my last V, and I'm going to go into the back loop of it. I'm going to remove it and make my last herringbone single crochet stitch of that row. And that is what it's looking like. And on the back, slightly different, but you can see that braided look going across. My tension was a little bit different right there, as you can see. And now when we go back across, you're really going to see it form. So I'm going to do a couple more rows with you. Chain 1, turn, and remember the first stitch is just a regular single crochet stitch into that second V from the hook. And then you will have your 2 bars so that you can insert into the second bar. And then into the back loop, the next stitch. Yarn over and pull up so you have 3 on the hook. Pull through all 3. Now you have 3 bars into the third bar. It's always that last bar. And then the back loop, your next stitch, yarn over, pull through all 3, insert, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3, insert, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. That's the rhythm. Just really getting used to inserting your hook 2 times before you do your first yarn over and pull up a loop. That's the tricky bit. And then just pulling through all 3 as if you're finishing a half double crochet. And as you can see, I'm using my finger to wedge my hook underneath that third bar to start with. So last one, I didn't mark it with a stitch marker. Shame on me, but it is right here. And always double check with a count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Woo, friends, look, that 16th one can get buried. So that's why using a stitch marker is super dupe important, especially if you want to keep those sides going straight and you don't want it to get all wonky. Now, let's see. Oh, love it. So as you can see, since we're working in the back loop only, it's going to create this kind of ridged effect. With the braids, or fishtail, or herringbone, where you've got this center line. This is why I like working in the back loop only. You've got your center line, and then you've got these coming down on slant, and then these coming down on a slant from that middle ridge. Do you see that? Slant, 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 middle ridge, slant, slant, slant the other way. On each kind of bigger ridge. And then you'll have like a little valley. And then now this would be creating another ridge like that. And then the back side will have just a different kind of look to it, where you'll see maybe more individual braids. So I love that, where the front side, back side, right side, wrong side, whatever you want to call it, will have kind of a different look to it. Especially if you're making a winter hat, you could like reverse it and just have a completely different look, right? I think that's cool. Let me do one more row with you just so you can kind of see. The pattern emerges as you do a few rows. So one last row here, just for the fun of it. Chain 1, turn, do a regular single crochet, then look for that second bar, back loop only of the next stitch, and insert, insert. Pull up that third loop on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. Insert third bar, back loop, the next stitch, 3 loops on my hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. Hopefully by this time you're getting the hang of it. And I would love for you to comment in the comments below and tell me what project you make with this stitch, because I would love to know that. Third bar, back loop over the next stitch, yarn over, pull through all 3. My tension's getting a little off. Make sure your tension is consistent throughout, or you'll have some gaps. You don't want it to be too tight or too loose, but you do want these stitches to be fairly on the loose side, because getting your hook under that third bar to start with, that can be tight. And you really want the rhythm of the stitch to flow. And I definitely use my finger to dig in. Okay, I've come to my stitch marker, so I know the back loop of that one is where I'm ending this row. Okay, so you see that pattern. Isn't it great? And then it's stretchy this way. It becomes stretchy this way. I just love it. So that is the Herringbone Single Crochet Stitch in the back loop only. And I hope you enjoyed learning that one. Again, let me know what you make with this stitch. I would love to know. And I will see you next time.